Welcome back to Let's Make a Game. In this video I'm going to show you some ways that you can format your text. So I have an example program here which as always you can download from the itch.io link in the description. And we have some text which is centered, that is, instead of being towards the left of the main part of the screen, which is the default, it is in the middle of the main part of the screen. I've got some text which is centered and is a different color to the default. We've already talked about how to change the color, but I'll show you how to combine centering and coloring when we look at the code. Then I've got some examples of some effects you can apply. Bold, italics, which is that sort of slanted way of writing, underlining, and strike through. Now, really the two that you'll be using most often, if any, are bold and italics. Underlining and strike through really aren't that common, and I think they're mostly available because they were available on typewriters and they've just sort of carried over as a legacy thing, but I'll show you how to do them anyway. And then I've got an example that shows that you can combine all of these different effects in the one piece of text. And I've got a little note which I'll talk about when we get to it. So let's look at the code. In order to center a piece of text, you go div align, not meaning one line, but meaning aligning, A-L-I-G-N. So div align equals, quote, center, quote. Note that it's the American spelling, not the British spelling of center, C-E-N-T-E-R. You have the text, and then you have slash div. If you want to combine centering and changing the color, you have div align equals center, and then style equals, quote, color, colon, space, hashtag, the code for the color you want, quote, then the text and a slash div as before. Bold, italics, underlining, and strike through, you have that less than symbol, then you have a B, an I, a U, or an S, then a greater than symbol, then the text that you want, and then when you want to end the effect, it's the same except you have a slash before the letter. Now, when you have multiple of these, you have to turn them off in reverse order to how you turned them on. So in this one here where we have a combination of all the different effects, we have B, I, U, and S. Now, you don't need to have that order, you can have them in any order, but because we've put them in the order B, I, U, S, we have to turn them off in the order S, U, I, B. In other words, the reverse of how we turn them on. I did mention before that underlining and strike through aren't used all that often. One of the reasons I've put as a note, which is that underlining text can make it look like a link, because that's how we indicate a text link. We have underlining. And of course, it isn't a link, and so the player might get a bit annoyed. But for whatever reason, underlining isn't that common, but of course you can use it if you wish. So those are some simple ways to change the appearance of your text. I will leave it there for now. I hope that was useful or interesting to at least some of you, and I hope you will tune in next time.